Hello, good morning from the UK. Teacher John here. Sorry, I had a connection issue. Hopefully, I don't lose you. My internet seems to be weak today for some reason. It's freezing cold, okay, in the UK. So there's frost everywhere outside. Yesterday morning, it was minus four degrees. Pretty cold. So today we're just going to go over some differences in English, okay, between American and English. And I don't like to refer to it as American English and British English because that term is actually not correct. Okay, I think the term American English has been invented by the Americans, but it's actually English spoken in America by Americans, just like there's no such thing. I don't believe there's no such thing as American English, and there's no such thing as British English. It's just English, okay? And we're going to look at some of the differences in the English spoken in America and in England, the UK. So, yeah, there's no such thing as American English or British English. It's just English. English spoken by Americans, English spoken by Australians, or there's no such thing as Australian English or South African English, for instance. And British English, what does British English mean? Because in Britain, okay, we have England, let's just say the United Kingdom, right? We have England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. And in all those places, the English is spoken with a different accent. So when you refer to British English concerning accent, that's the wrong term to use. It's just English, okay? And not British English. You know, what is British English? Is it Scottish? Is it Welsh? Is it English? Is it Northern Irish English? I just said it there. So the history. Okay, the British actually introduced the language to the Americans when they reached these lands or their lands by sea between the 16th and 17th centuries. At that time, spelling had not been standardized, okay? Standardized spelt with an S, not a Z, by the way. It took the writing of the first dictionaries to set in stone how these words appeared, okay? In the UK, the dictionary was compiled by London-based scholars. Meanwhile, in the United States, the English was set or compiled by, especially the spelling, okay, by a man called Noah Webster, and you have the Webster Dictionary in the US. Allegedly, he changed how the words were spelt and to make the American version different from the British way, as a way of showing cultural independence from the mother country, the motherland, or England. In terms of speech, the differences between American and English, say British English, just to refer to it. The differences actually took place after the first settlers arrived in America. Okay, these groups of people spoke using what was called rhotic. Okay, rhotic speech, where the R sound, okay, of words are pronounced, whereas in England, generally, okay, most of the UK, we don't pronounce the R at the ends of words. The higher classes in the UK wanted to distinguish themselves from to distinguish the way they spoke from the common masses by softening the pronunciation of R sounds, okay? And since the elite, even back then, were considered the standard for being fashionable, other people began to copy their speech. So even though the elite people in the UK, in England, distinguish themselves by not pronouncing the R in words, common people soon followed suit, okay? And it eventually became the way of speaking in the south of England. Spelling differences between American and English, there's a lot of spelling differences. Noah Webster is responsible for that, because he, at the time in the 16th, 17th century, I can't remember the exact date, but he didn't much like the British, so he decided to change the spelling. That's not the only reason, okay? There were a lot of people, migrants, going to the US, and he wanted it easier, to make it easier for them to learn English. So he changed the pronunciation. He dropped a lot of sound or letters that he felt weren't necessary during the time. For instance, let's look at some words. I've got some here. In British English, we say burnt, whereas in American English, they say burned. Or we say dreamt. I dreamt last night. Americans would say I dreamed, or dreamed. Yeah, dreamed last night. Or we say leapt, jumped. I leapt. In American English, they say leaped. Leapt, leaped. And also, dropping letters as well. Webster dropped letters from the English spellings, like in the word cancelled. Okay, Americans spell it with just one L rather than two L's. And jeweler, Jewelleler. In America, it's spelt Jeweller. Okay, so dropping the L again, all right? And in marvelous, the same. It's strange because he also added, in British English, we say skillful, spelt with one L, but in America, they have two L's, skillful, as in Full. And we kept, like the French words, the French way of spelling as well in the UK. We kept the French way of spelling words, French words, for instance, like analog, ANALOGUE, ANALOGUE, whereas in America they spell it as ANALOG, analog. Okay. Much easier, but the most easier because he wanted people that were foreigners settling in America to learn English more easily. So the more words like colour and not colour, see, colour. I've dropped that R sound, okay, because it's non-rhotic English. And I don't pronounce the R at the end of the words. And also the spelling's different. So in English, COLOUR. In American, COLOR. Okay, so they drop the the U sound. Also, we have vocabulary differences as well. So the Americans said the British also have some words that differ from each other. The Americans and the British have words that differ, okay, from each other. So actual vocabulary, for instance, trousers. Trousers. I wear trousers. In the US, they wear pants. We wear pants underneath our trousers. Our boxers or underwear, our underwear are pants. But in the US, pants are trousers, okay? So things like we would say, oh, I live in a flat. Whereas in America, they live in an apartment. We also live in apartments, but apartments are like posh flats. Apartment is, to us, to the English, an apartment is somewhere, is a flat that's expensive or upmarket, you know. So if I live in London on the river, I live in an overlooking the River Thames, and it's very expensive. I don't call it a flat, I call it an apartment. But in the US, you know, an apartment is just an apartment, a flat. And the back of a car, you know, when you open the back of your car, okay, we call that the boot. Whereas in America, they call it the trunk. Like an elephant has a trunk. A lorry is a truck. Sometimes we do mix and we pick a mix kind of thing. So sometimes we say truck as well in the UK. And that's because it kind of rubs off on us. It's rubbed off on us. A holiday is a vacation in the UK, in the US. A jumper, this is a jumper, okay? It's a sweater in the US. So there are a lot of differences, you know. A chemist is a drugstore in the US, okay? We call it a chemist. There are also grammar differences, grammar, okay? So we have spelling differences, we have vocabulary differences, and we have grammar differences. And aside from spelling and vocabulary, there are certain grammar differences between American and British, or American and English. Sounds confusing. For instance, in American English, collective nouns are considered singular. So in the UK, we would use a collective noun. In the US, they would say the band is playing. The band is playing. But a band is a group of people. So it's plural to us, okay? Not singular. Although we can also say that in the UK. So I can say the band is playing. The band are playing. Both are correct in English, but not in American. They wouldn't say the band are playing in the US. They would say the band is playing. But in the UK, we use both. In contrast, so collective nouns can be either singular or plural in British English. And I'm using the term British English just to refer, although there's no such thing as British English, like I explained earlier. So we often use the plural form, all right, in English, in the UK. The band are playing, not the band is playing. Okay, so these grammar differences. So in the UK, or the British, we're also more likely to use formal speech, such as shall. Okay, so whereas in the US, they would be more likely to use will or should. Should I? Should I do that? Should I go to town today? Or we would say shall I go to town today? Okay, so we'd use more the formal. Hi, Alexandra. I'm just doing a video about the differences in American and English, okay? Just because I'm sitting here bored. Right, so Americans also use, they continue to use gotten as a past participle of get, whereas the British have long dropped it. We dropped that a long time ago, and we say got. So the Americans still use I have gotten it, rather than I have got it. Needn't. You needn't do that. You needn't do that. You don't need to do that. You needn't. So Americans would never say that, I don't think. They rarely say that. They would say don't need to. Don't need to. Okay. In British English, at, the preposition, in relation to time and place. However, in American English is on. Okay, so instead of the former, yeah, and in for the latter. Okay, so okay, so the differences, the nuances, okay, the differences, don't be too bothered about it. There will be, if you're a foreign learner, there will be some differences, okay? But the main differences is in the spelling. There's a few differences in grammar, and the main difference is in some vocabulary. Like I said, a post box is a mailbox in America, okay? Football is soccer. I don't know, I think they call football soccer because they already had their own sport in which they called soccer, football, okay? I don't know why they call it football, because they don't kick the ball. It's like rugby. They handle the ball. It should be called handball, not football. Strange. Anyway, so that's about it, you know. They're the differences. And remember one thing, okay, there is no such thing as American English and British English. It's just English spoken in America and in the UK and in Australia and South Africa and New Zealand and wherever. Okay, so Americans invented that term, I think, because they couldn't bear the thought of knowing that they actually speak a language, a foreign language. So they made it their own and called it American English. No, it's English, okay? It's just English. Oh dear, never mind. Yeah, so they're the differences. Oh, by the way, while I'm thinking about it, change the subject. I've posted a couple more videos on YouTube. I'm going to be doing more, okay? It's just the start. There will be a little bit more there for you. So check out my YouTube channel. If you look on this Facebook page, okay, where you are right now, you'll see some of my, if you look at the posts, you can check out the link to the website, to the YouTube channel. And when you go there, please remember to subscribe, okay? You know, I'm here to help you guys, so you need to help me. You need to share my stuff. I'm grateful to people like Alexandra. Hello, Alexandra. And because she always comes here and she makes a comment, and that's polite, it's kind, it's nice. It helps me with analytics when I'm trying to, you know, give my service as an English tutor to you guys around the world. And if you don't comment, if you just come here and don't say anything and don't share and don't do it, please share this, Alexandra, because this was a good, quite a good live that I'd done. Please share. And everyone that watches this, I'm not going to delete this one. I usually delete a lot of my posts if they're irrelevant, but this one isn't. This one is quite good, okay? So it kind of like points out a few things, gives you a little bit of history about how and why the Americans changed the spelling. It was due to Noah Webster. Okay, first of all, we didn't like the British because we were having a war with the Americans at the time. So he wanted to distance himself from the British. All right, so he tried to change the language. And in fact, they still call it American English, when in fact it's just English, okay? All right, it's English spoken by the Americans in the Americas. Yeah. Anyway, so please share, all right? It's very important. It helps me with getting my word out there because, you know, I've got my course available as well. I'll put the link here after, okay? So you can find my link. Let me just see if I can. Where is my link? Oh, do you know what? I can save my link here. One moment. I have no recently added links. Add a new link. Okay. Well, I'll do that after anyway. Okay, I'll share my links. Right, let me just read Alexandra's little message. I'm outside and it's 7 degrees. -7 degrees. Oh, that makes me feel cold, Alexandra. I hope you've got a scarf on and a hat and a big coat and wrapped up warm. Although you're used to the cold, right? Okay. You're climatized to the weather in Russia. But in the UK, do you know yesterday, Alexandra, it was -4 here. -4 in the morning, okay? At the moment, I think it's around, well, it's -2. -2. There's frost outside. I went out this morning in my car and I had to... I just pour warm water over my windscreen. I know you shouldn't do that because it can crack the glass. But I don't use hot water. I use warm water and it's generally okay. But it was so cold. When I poured the warm water on the screen, it froze again. It just froze. And it froze harder this time because it was thicker. But I done it again and I put my windscreen wipers on. And then I poured it and it just cleared it away and I was able to drive. But I really don't like cold weather. Okay, I would love to come to visit you in Russia, Alexandra, but I wouldn't stay very long because it's too cold, okay? And even though the British are used to having cold weather, it's -2 here at the moment. And like I said, the other morning it was -4. That's cold. That's cold. I think the coldest I've ever seen it here was about -13. -13. That was ridiculous. Ridiculous, okay? Why can't I live in a country like where it's never cold? Maybe I'd miss the cold if I did. I don't know. I don't like it too hot, though, you know. I don't like it too hot. Okay, so thank you for watching, all right? And I'm going to pop off now. Love you and leave you and all of that. And I'm just about to make a couple more videos for my YouTube channel. And I have class tonight, okay? So, Alexandra, this evening, 6 p.m. UK time. I know it's late for you, but if you're up and about, if you're still up, then you're welcome to come, of course. but that's this evening. So for everyone else out there, okay, I'm going to put my link here to my website, and on that website is my course, which costs, okay, let's just talk about dollars. It's in dollars. My whole course, each part, it's in 3 parts, okay? Each part is only $4. 4, 8, $12. So for $12, you can buy a complete pronunciation course. All the vowel sounds, all the consonant sounds, all the connected speech, some shadow talking. It's all there for $12. I won't mention any names, but I saw the other day, a very famous YouTube person, a person very famous on YouTube, advertising their course. And they're not a professional, they're not trained in phonetics. And this person was selling their course, her course, for, I think it was, she said it was half price, $150. My course is just as good, if not better, because I'm trained in phonetics. Okay, so I can help you understand how native speakers speak. My course is $12. You don't have to buy the whole thing. You can buy each part, $4. Price of a cup of coffee, right? And also I have on the website, I'm going to put the link here, so you can visit that link. You can either buy the course and have your own online course downloaded to your phone, to your computer or laptop, and that will be yours, your course forever, okay? You can either download my course or you can join my live classes. And I have 3 live classes a week, okay? And they're 45-minute classes, and they're live. There's me there with you, listening to you, correcting your English live, okay? And you can also subscribe to those classes. That is, I think, about $12 for the month, monthly subscription. Or you can do both. You can buy the course, which would be great, do the course, and then come to my classes, and then I would be able to help you with any questions you have about the course, or see how you're progressing, listen to how you're progressing. So it's all there, and all you need to do is just click the link and have a look at my website, okay? If you don't want to do it, no problem, okay? Because I'm always going to be here and giving you little tips and tidbits, as we call them, bits and pieces. But that's what it is. It's bits and pieces. There's no structure. So when you go to YouTube, okay, look at my YouTube channel. You'll see stuff there. It's unstructured, the same as every YouTube channel. There's no structure to the learning. It's just bits of information here or there, how to pronounce this, how to say this, vocabulary, blah, blah, blah. There's no structure. Unlike my course, it's structured, okay? So you got everything there in one package. But yeah, it's still good to go to these YouTube channels like mine. Visit my YouTube channel. Of course, because it helps, but it's not actually an English course, right? Okay, and that's why learners that think that they can learn English just by going to YouTube, yeah, they can, but it'll take many years. Whereas if you do my course, you can do it in months, less than a year. Your English will improve in months, okay? A couple of months of it, practicing and training, then you'll improve, okay? But yeah, going on YouTube and social media, it's helpful, okay? There are a lot of community teachers on there now, I've noticed. They're not real tutors, but they help, okay? And they do a great job, you know, and they're invaluable, you know. It all helps, There are a few professional tutors on there, but being a professional tutor myself, I can look on YouTube and I can tell you within seconds, usually, whether that person is actually a professional teacher. And generally they're not, okay? They're just native speakers that have realized that all they need to do is to get a YouTube channel and say a few phrases or how to pronounce these words. You know, anyone can do that. You don't have to be a teacher. So they're not all teachers. Some of them are, all right? And it all helps. It all helps, okay? So they're all doing a great job, whether they're community teachers, I'd say teaching assistants, because they actually assist us as professionals. They help us out a little bit with our learners, you know. And that's the good thing about it. So I'm going to be putting my link here, all right, once I finish this live stream, to my website, okay? And like I said, you know, if you take my course, which costs, each part costs less than a cup of coffee, it's not $100, okay? It's $12 for the whole course, right? Now, why am I saying that? Why am I saying, oh, you need to pay? Well, if you don't want to pay, then just keep going to YouTube and having an unstructured learning process, which should take you so much more time than just paying $12 and being done with it, okay? Having it there all in one, where it's on your laptop, on your phone, and you can learn at your leisure whenever you're free, okay? So you can come home from work and you can look at your course and you can practice some of it, because it's all to do with practice. So you don't just do the course once. My course is a training course and it's designed like going to the gym, okay? So if you go to the gym, you don't just go once, unless of course it's too hard and oh no, I don't fancy that. It's too hard, I won't go back there. You're not going to get fit, okay? It's the same as my course. If you keep visiting it and keep going back to it and keep listening and developing that muscle memory that you need and getting used to actually speaking like a native speaker. And that means you'll be able to speak more easily, because I teach in my course how to use weakened forms. That means words that we change the pronunciation of in sentences. You know, I don't say I'm going to the dentist. I'm going to the dentist. I'm going to the. Listen to that. Okay, that's all in my course, all right? All the connected speech that you need as well, and pronunciation of vowel sounds, how to make those vowel sounds, and how to pronounce them without thinking about it, because it's training, okay? My course is a training course. It's designed so that you revisit it, you go back to it, like going to the gym, okay? You come home every night and you put the course on and you do it again, and you do it again, and eventually you don't need that course, okay? Unless you want to revise. It's up to you. But $12, the whole course, $4 each part, 3 parts. Now, just one more thing, okay? When I say it's in 3 parts, right, and each part is only $4, around $4, there, in the first part, I think there are about 7 videos, okay? So there are about 7 videos in the first part. They're 7 8-minute videos, around about 7 or 8 minutes. I didn't make them too long, because it becomes taxing on the mind if the video is too long, if the training session is too long. So the videos are about 7 or 8 minutes long, and there are about 5 to 7 videos in each part. So you got 5, let's say 6 videos. Each video is 7 minutes long for $4. Now, a bit about the pricing on it, okay? So when you go to my website, you're going to see the pricing of everything. the pricing we have set in rupees, because my main audience at the moment live in India, and that's why the pricing is in rupees. And it looks like 350, what you see is 350 rupees for the first part, let's say, of the course. 350 rupees. Well, 350 rupees in pounds is £3.50. Not 350 pounds, it's 350 rupees. £3.50. Okay, and that's about $4, right? It's nothing. And I think, you know, that's the problem. I kept the price low so that it gives everyone the opportunity to have their own online course. Okay, everyone. That's why I kept the price so low, and I'm hoping that lots of people buy it. So, you know, I'm a professional tutor. I'm not sitting here telling you that I'm not going to make money, because I will. It's my job. That's what I do. I need to pay rent. I need to eat. Okay. So I'm sure you understand. I'm a professional. Oh dear. Excuse me. But, you know, so yeah, when you visit the website, don't be put off by seeing 350 something. Oh, was that 350 pounds? Is that $350? No, it's 350 rupees. That's about $4. So don't be put off by that. We are once we get going, okay, we're starting off in India, okay, because the person that's helping me, or my partner, he is from India. He lives in India. He is Indian, and he knows that there is a large population of young people wanting to learn English, and I'm there to help them initially. So once we get this off the ground, and then eventually we'll be advertising and marketing to other places in the world, okay. And that's his job to do that, because he's the marketer. He's the person that's doing the marketing. I do the teaching, which leaves me free to be able to do my job, okay. Oh, this is a long video, isn't it? You're so lucky today to have me for all this time. Anyway, Alexandra has just said you can come to Russia in summer. Oh yes, I'll come to Russia in the summer, Alexandra. All right, that's me done for today. I'm just about to make some shorts. They're called shorts videos for my YouTube channel, and they're going to be just what I mentioned earlier. Okay, and all they're going to be is just a few. Oh, how to pronounce computer, how to pronounce telephone, how to pronounce, you know, just random words, okay. The only difference with my YouTube videos than most other videos you see that have the same content, you know, just pronouncing words, the only difference with mine is that I am actually trained in phonetics. So I don't just come on and say, this is how you pronounce this word, computer. Oh, this is how you pronounce this word, moisturizing cream. This is how you pronounce this word, phone or telephone or blah, blah. No, I explain how to pronounce those words, what's happening with your lips and the shape of your lips and your tongue, what's happening to produce the sounds. That's something you just don't get on regular YouTube pronunciation videos. They'll just come on and tell you just say a word. That's because they don't have any knowledge. Even if they're native speakers, they generally, some do, but very rare, very few of them. Most of them are not even tutors, but they do a good job, like I said. but they don't have that knowledge, okay, of phonetics. So they don't know how to describe place of articulation and how to make sounds. They don't know how to do that. So what they do, they just come on and say, oh, this is how to pronounce this word, computer. There you go. Now you can do it, right? No, because you might not be able to understand that it's not computer, it's computer. What's happening at the end? What's that sound? How do we make that sound? Well, I explain that in my videos. That's the difference between my YouTube channel and 99.9% of the others. There are some tutors out there that are trained in phonetics, but to be fair, I only know of one other tutor, and I've been teaching online for a long time and looking at YouTube videos on Facebook and whatever, and I've only come across one or two out of all those people, only one or two of them that have my knowledge in phonetics, okay, and they are real pronunciation tutors, okay. Alexandra, you're trained in it, you're my student, you're now a tutor yourself, and you understand phonetics. Fantastic, you know what I'm talking about, okay. So anyway, enough, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon, okay? Have a wonderful day, even if it is freezing cold for you or whatever, because it is here, it's cold. I'm going to put my coat on. See you later. Bye-bye.